the Booktube Newbie Tag today because I'm a newbie and I think this will be fun. Question number 1 is, why did you start this channel? And I started a Booktube channel because I have wanted to for a long time now. About 2 years ago, I was working night shift as a nurse, and I feel like every day YouTube was on my TV, and it was mostly Booktube and like some Sophia Nygaard and Good Mythical Morning, but I just felt like no one was around because I worked an opposite shift from my husband. So Booktube was like my friends, and I wanted to be that for somebody maybe, or put my own opinions out there. And I read some different books than what I usually see on Booktube. A lot of Booktube, I mean, it makes sense. It's like new releases or contemporary, horror, fantasy, like a lot of, I'm just listing every genre now. But like, I just felt like I read different books. Like I read older books, I read random books. So I just wanted to put my randomness on YouTube. And I think I was always afraid of starting a channel, but it's January, it's 2022, things are changing. Like, let me start a YouTube channel. We'll see how it turns out. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? And for this one, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think I'm fun and unique, but I don't know if that'll translate to my Booktube videos. Like I said, I'm a nurse. I don't really see any nurses on Booktube, or at least they don't say they're nurses. I also have like random interests, like my records are a big part of my bookshelves, so those will come in at some point. Love reading tarot, pretty much just for myself, but I feel like that'll grow into reading for others, and maybe there's some bookish content that can come from tarot and different tarot decks. So I think it'll be fun. We'll see. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited for this channel? And for this one, I think it's really like one of the main goals on why I wanted to make a Booktube channel is like I'll be reading with the intent of talking about books. And I'm in a book club, so I mean, we do that too, but I feel like needing to make videos will make me like read more critically and just get more out of what I'm reading. And I also want to connect with other people that love or hate the same books that I love and hate. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? And I think I've always had the same reason of loving reading as I have my whole life, is just kind of like escaping into other worlds and seeing things from other people's perspectives, even in fiction, and just getting to explore places that you can't explore in your real life. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? And I'm 29 and I feel like it's always the same or close to the same for everybody in my age group, and it's Harry Potter. It's still on my favorite shelves, but it's tucked in the back because I'm not a fan of that author anymore, but I still do love the world, the characters. I could reread the books and just still enjoy them as much as I did when I first read them. And I think I first started reading Harry Potter in 3rd grade. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? And the number 1 question that comes to my mind is, do you find TBRs encouraging or constricting? I'm never one to make a TBR, and maybe hearing some people's answers about TBRs could influence me to make a TBR. I don't know if I could stick to a TBR, but maybe I'll make some. Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I think for me, it's actually sitting down and filming a video. First of all, having the time. I do have the time, but I don't think I have the time to film. And then just like overcoming the awkwardness of talking to my camera and putting my ideas out there for everyone to listen to. But I think that's part of why I'm doing it, is to just get it done and over with, and hopefully as time goes on, this won't be so weird. Question number 8 is, when did you start reading? And I think I could read early on, like, before kindergarten or around kindergarten I was reading. I can remember having one of those like Disney story collections when I was in 1st grade, because I can remember the apartment we were living in and laying on my bed and reading that. But when I first really started reading like chapter books and like wanting to read was in 3rd grade when I read Harry Potter. Question number 9 is, where do you read? Most of the time I read in bed before going to sleep, or I read on the couch. I want to read in this chair, but this is just like my video setup. This isn't where this chair usually is. It's on the other side of the room. That's just like aesthetic, like let me read in my reading chair, but I never do. And I listen to audiobooks a lot when I'm like doing the dishes, mopping the floor, or driving. And number 10 is, what kind of books do you read? So I seem to prefer like older books versus contemporary. It takes a certain contemporary novel for me to like it. I think it has to be like weird, have like a weird premise. I don't know. I also like dark comedy, satire, fantasy, like low fantasy. I want to start getting into like high fantasy series, but they intimidate me. I also really like magical realism. Neil Gaiman's my favorite author. And what else? I like retellings of like fairy tales. So like the Wicked series. I have some other like Wizard of Oz retellings that I want to get into. But yeah, I like weird books. I like to say I like weird books. I like really random books. Let's go with the books I don't really like to read. I am not a fan of romance. I can't really get into horror because I don't like to be scared. And thrillers, I just feel like a lot of the ones that I end up picking up are very predictable. So maybe if you guys have recommendations in any of those categories, I can change my mind. This newbie tag was fun. I hope I can watch others and find other new booktubers and they can find me, and I'm excited to be a part of this community. I think I'm most excited to... I've been looking at the fucking screen the entire time I've done this. Let me restart the whole thing. Okay.